Hello, Virgos, and welcome to this, your February 15th through February 29th reading and predictions. Hopefully, all of you have celebrated sweet Valentine's Day. I'd love to hear your feedback about how that went for you. If you are new here, thank you so much for trusting and clicking on this video. And if you are returning, thank you so much for continuing to support this channel. Stick around all the way until the end. I'm going to be pulling a card for yes/no questions at the very end of this video. And I do apologize for my lighting, but I am in an RV and I was ready to sit down and record your video, and the sun happens to be behind me, which is not optimal, but it is what it is. All right. As you know, I do not edit my videos, so here we go. Virgos, the last reading that I did for you, covering the time frame from February 1st to February 15th, we had cards come out showing that you had decisions that needed to be made, that perhaps you were afraid of some kind of change and you were hesitant. You were avoiding making some kind of decision, and yet I believe it was in your unexpected. You had the Tower come out. And as I explained in that video, when the Tower appears, it is about a decision or about a change that you were given a heads up to make some change or shift, and you didn't do it. And the universe went, okay, well, we'll do it for you. That's okay. Here you go. So let's pull some cards right now. See where you're at right now. You may have already experienced a Tower moment. You may be in the throes of that Tower moment at the moment, or it may be just on the horizon. But let's take a look at some cards and let's go forward. Six of Swords coming out for you for where you are at now. Anything else? Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm just going to pause the video for one moment because I've got cards all over the floor. Just a second here. Virgo, sorry about that. These things happen. All right. So the cards that came out, the very first card that came out for you for where you're at now, as I mentioned already, is the Six of Swords. From there, we move into the Death and Rebirth card. From there, we move into the Knight of Swords, which is actually a good move. And then from there, we move into the Queen of Wands. The Six of Swords. Six of Swords is about walking away from something. In a lot of the tarot, it is depicted as a character getting onto a boat, pushing away from shore, and leaving something behind that is no longer serving their highest good. Now, this was indicated by your last reading as well, Virgo, that there's something that you need to change, you need to leave behind, you need to walk away from something. And right behind this card, we have the Death and Rebirth card. This is reinforcement. The fact that the Six of Swords and then the Death card came out back to back right next to each other. This is a really, really important message for you, Virgo, that there is something, I want to say it's a belief system that you need to walk away from. It is not serving your highest good. It is holding you back. It is preventing you from achieving the abundance that you want in your life. And I'm not just talking about financial abundance, although for some of you, this is about financial abundance. I do sense that. But for some of you, this is about abundance in general, about friends, about family, about a rewarding career that actually feeds your heart and soul, about being able to travel and explore the world. There is something. And like I mentioned in your last reading, you also had the Tower coming in saying, you need to give something up. You need to change. There's a decision you need to make. And now, again, the first two cards of this reading, the Six of Swords and the Death card, you need to walk away from something, a belief system. But coming up right after that is the Knight of Swords. Now, on this particular card, the Knight of Swords is depicted by a character running towards his motorcycle, and he's fully locked and loaded, and he is prepared to go after what he wants. and he's probably going to get it. And immediately following that, we have the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is the queen of action. She knows what she wants. She is extremely determined. And as I've mentioned before, the Suit of Wands is ruled by the element of fire. If somebody lights a fire under your butt, you're probably going to move. You're probably going to take some kind of action. And so, Virgo, these first 4 cards of your reading are indicating walk away from something that's no longer serving your highest good. This is going to allow you to leave the old part of yourself a lot behind and be rebirthed into something new and fresh and exciting. And then you have 2 cards indicating you are going after what you want, and you're going to get it. The Queen of Wands gets what she wants. Let's move into what you are focusing on. Where are we going? Yeah, we are going here. Okay. What you are focusing on for the latter half of February, I want to point out that latter half of February this year, it is a leap year. We have an extra day. So the energies are a little bit different this year. Oh, geez. All right. Let me see if we are meant to be reading all of these. We've got 5 cards for what you're focusing on. What you are focusing on. Well, we have the Mind card. This is a card indicating that you are caught up in your intellect. You are caught up in your mind. You are overthinking things. What a terrible place to be in, right? Oh, should I go here? Should I go there? Oh, I don't know if I want to give up this. Oh, I like this. I'm attached to it. I don't want to change. The cards are indicating you don't have a choice, Virgo. You're going to have to change. You're caught up in your mind. And you know what? You have another card here. Caught up in your mind. This is the 8 of Swords. 8 of Swords. 8 of Swords is a card that I like to call the accountability card. This one's kind of self-explanatory. You're caught up in your mind, you're caught up in your thoughts, and it's preventing you, and you're caught up in beliefs. It's preventing you from moving forward. From that card, you move into the accountability card. The accountability card is a card of feeling like you are trapped. In fact, in the traditional tarot, the 8 of Swords is depicted as somebody who has their wrists bound together, they are blindfolded, and they are surrounded by swords stabbed into the ground, indicating that they feel trapped and they can't get out. The reason this is the accountability card is the meaning behind the 8 of Swords is take a good hard look around you. If you are feeling trapped, what's making you feel trapped? If you are trapped because you're making excuses because you don't want to change, because you keep going around in your head, but I'm comfortable here. I don't want to leave. I did this excuse, that excuse. Take, for example, somebody who says, I really don't love my boyfriend or my husband anymore. I really don't love my girlfriend or my wife anymore. I should leave, but I can't. I'm trapped. And the reason I'm trapped is because I don't want to have to divide our assets. Okay, that is a choice. That is a choice to remain in that situation. Am I simplifying it? A little bit. But when it comes down to brass tacks, when we do the really hard work of exploring why do we feel like we're trapped, and we begin to make those lists, you have to look at those lists and go, how much of this is actually based in solidified reality, and how much of it is me making an excuse because I really don't want to change. This is what you're focusing on right now, Virgo. You've got We Are the World coming in right after that. Do you know what We Are the World is? This is the 10 of Pentacles. This is one of the really happy cards in the deck. This is the card of, I have achieved, I've put money aside for my future, I'm continuing to put money aside for my future, I like where I'm at in my life. This is what you're focusing on manifesting. You have the abundance card. This is the King of Pentacles. This is the abundance card. This is the richest king in the deck. This is what you are focusing on manifesting into your life. And you want confirmation? This is the Queen of Wands. This is the sharing card. This is the richest queen in the deck. This is the Queen of Fire. This is the one that's going to take the action in order to achieve the Ten of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. You already had the Queen of Wands. Here's the Queen of Wands. Here's the Queen of Wands again. If you're focusing on these two cards and on the swords, you're not going to be able to achieve these cards. And really what's coming up for me, Virgo, is that you have a decision to make. Are you going to stay in the energy of the mind, going over things over and over and over again, in the intellect, thinking, oh, but, yeah, but? Are you going to stay in the excuses? Oh, but I have to stay because that. I have to stay because that. Or are you going to move in to these three cards are really, really super positive cards for you, Virgo. If you put as much energy into making excuses as to why you should not change, into sharing and abundance and we are the world, you'll achieve this instead. I want to point out as well that the way that the cards came out, you have 3 cards that came out in the positive for what you are focusing on. You have 2 cards in the negative. So again, we have a similar situation to last month. There's a decision that you need to make, Virgo. Let's take a look at your difficult influences. What is challenging Virgo at this time? Latter half of February. Okay. In your challenges and difficult influences, you have the Queen of Pentacles, and you also have the Ace of Wands in your difficult influences. I'm going to make this really simple and not get into a whole bunch of long, drawn-out explanations here. The reason that you've got this duality going on between staying trapped or moving into a place of abundance, and I'm talking, these cards are indicating a whole lot of abundance here, Virgo. Why? You're afraid of a new beginning with this Ace of Wands, and you're afraid of financial success and abundance. I want to point out as well, Virgo, this is your card. This is your energy. The Queen of Pentacles is the richest queen in the deck. She's even more rich than this one. She's rich. She's powerful. She has achieved her financial success. But this came up in your difficult influences, indicating that this is what you're bumping up against. You're saying, I deserve this. When you work through your fear of new beginnings and some kind of financial abundance block, things are going to explode and change drastically for you, Virgo. The next cards that we're pulling for you are messages that the universe wants you to hear at this time. Wow. You have a lot of messages from the universe. A lot of messages from the universe. Okay. Follow the golden rule. Just a reminder, golden rule, do unto others as you would have done to you. That makes sense. Journey within. If you want to get out of this, you're going to have to journey within. You're going to have to do the inner work If you want to overcome your fear of new beginnings and your fear of abundance, you're going to have to journey within. You're going to have to do some hard work. You're going to have to figure out where this block is coming from so that you can release it and so that you can walk away from it with this Six of Swords here. Love is your energy. Yes. And remember what I called this Eight of Swords? I called this the accountability card. Take a good hard look at why you don't want to change. And probably what you're going to realize is that some of what's coming up for you, some of the resistance that's coming up is excuses. Take responsibility for your actions. That is a double reinforcement of this philosophy for you, Virgo. Moving into your unexpected. Unexpected for Virgo. Oh, shoot. That one's on the floor. And so is that one. Yeah. I have one card here. I'm not sure if it's going to fall out or not. Oh, it did flip up though. Okay. Fair enough. Am I going to be able to get those cards off the floor easily? I'm just going to pause this for just a moment. Hello, Virgos. I've got your cards off the floor now. In your unexpected, you have the Nine of Swords. Wow, more swords energy. The swords energy, again, just to reiterate, is about being caught up in our minds, being stuck in our heads, not being accountable. And now you've got the Nine of Swords coming in. Nine of Swords is the card that I call the catastrophism card. This is a card of having stuff caught in our heads going, oh my God, worst case scenario. I don't know why this is coming in. There was the story of Chicken Little, who ran around saying, the sky is falling, the sky is falling. There's the story of the little boy who cried wolf. I don't know why that's coming in, Virgo, but it's something that I'm being told to share with you right now in relation to this Nine of Winter. Basically, the story of Chicken Little, the story of the little boy who cried wolf, and the story of the Nine of Swords is, if you're constantly crying out that the sky is falling or that there's a wolf in the field when there isn't one, when the you know what really gets real, is anyone still going to be listening? You have the King of Autumn. Have we seen this in your reading already? We have. You see, at the beginning of your reading here, Virgo, I said to you, you have three cards for what you are focusing on, and one of them happens to be abundance. This is the King of Pentacles. And in your unexpected, you have the King of Pentacles. Be assertive. Go after what you want. If financial abundance is what you want, go after it. It can be yours, especially considering you're focusing on it and it's coming up in your unexpected, indicating the timing is absolutely right for a financial windfall for you. But you have to get out of the Nine of Swords. You have to get out of the Eight of Swords. You have to get out of the Mind card here. The Six of Swords came up for you. You have so many swords in here. This isn't even about an emotional attachment to something. This is a mind attachment to something. All right, you have the Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles, Two of Autumn. It's about making a decision with regards to your finances. If you're making a decision about your finances and you are coming from the energy of the king, who happens to be abundant, and your mindset is about the king and the abundance, which way do you think your decision's going to go? It's going to go towards this. If, on the other hand, you are in this mindset with the 9 of winter added on top of that, when you go to make a decision about your money, which way do you think it's going to go? This is about your mindset, Virgo, about your thoughts. And then you have the Prince of Summer, also known as the Knight of Cups. This is about something is coming in that is going to literally sweep you off your feet. This is also right next to the Two of Pentacles, indicating that whatever is coming in that's going to sweep you off your feet, it's about a decision that you're going to need to make. And the decision is going to need to be made quickly or rapidly. All right, let's take a look at your final general overall outcome, and then we are going to move into your yes, no questions. Final general overall outcome for the Virgos. Oh my, I can't make this up. Virgo, you're not going to believe what card just came out. All right, we have a total of 3 cards that are out. The very first card that jumped out for you is the Tower. Virgo, this is the second reading in a row in February that you've had the Tower come out. You have the 9 of Wands. It feels like you're fighting up against something. And then you have the Emperor. Do you know who the Emperor is? He's in the Major Arcana, and he's kind of on par with all these kings that have come out. Oh, yeah, the King of Autumn, the King of Abundance. The Emperor is also a very abundant character. So is the Queen of Wands. You had the Queen of Wands twice. You can have this, Virgo, but you are experiencing an internal conflict about a belief system that you have. And I believe that based on the cards that came out in your difficult influences, your belief system that you need to be really, really digging into, that you need to journey within about, is a belief system about abundance. I'm going to leave off your reading there. This was a really, really powerful reading for you, Virgos. There is this belief system. When you let go of that belief system, I really believe that your abundance in your life is really going to take off. Okay. Start to think of your yes, no question. You may wish to close your eyes. You may wish to repeat your question in your head several times. Let's have a yes or a no. All right. We have half the deck that's jumped out. Let's take a look. We just need one card, please. There we go. All right. Virgo, in response to your yes, no question, the cards say your answer is you're going in the right direction. All right. Thank you so much, Virgo, for being here. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. If this video resonated deeply for you, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing to the channel. It really does help to build the channel. And if you are interested in receiving a private consultation with me, all of my contact details are down below. I look forward to having the opportunity to doing your next reading for you at the beginning of March.